What is up, ladies and gentlemen? You're not imagining. We have Ramon back with us on Behind the Moon. What is up, Ramon? How are you?
I am great. Even better that I'm here with you guys. It's great to see
We
you.
miss you. I mean,
We
I'm
miss
not going
you
to
a
speak
lot.
for Bobby. I'm speaking for myself. I
Uh-huh.
miss you.
Yes. You miss me live, but we chat all the time.
I
So
know
it's
we
like
do. We do.
so it's great to be
Um,
back. Thank you.
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody. We are broadcasting on 3 channels. My name is Bobby. I am with Wild Raven Tarot. I am joined by my regular co-host, Selena, Essence of the Moon. How you doing tonight, Selena?
I'm doing. How are you doing?
I'm doing
I
freaking awesome.
I just got back from being at my mom's, so it's been, it was a really good time to be there.
Your mom has such a beautiful smile.
She has yeah, she does.
She
I love
really
her.
does.
So
Don't get
Bobby
all
read for my
weepy.
mom. Bobby read for my mom because every time I
Oh,
mention my
really?
mom, he's always like, I need to read for your mom. There's something that keeps saying I need to read for her. But we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, that's another story.
Yeah, it's enough
Um,
another story. So Ramon, welcome. How are you doing? How's
I'm
everything
great.
going?
Great. I was off today, off yesterday. I was relaxing,
Y ese
catching up with a
milagro.
couple of things. I know.
what? You were relaxing, really?
Yeah, my partner's in Puerto Rico. He's gonna be there for 3 weeks, and I have the house all for myself and my two chihuahuas,
I
and
just
just
picture
catching
you
up.
doing the risky business thing in your underwear, dancing around like Tom Cruise. Let's put
No, you know
those
what's
old
I have
funny?
pants on.
visuals now. I have visuals now.
Really? No, you
Yeah.
know what's funny? I can't be, even if I'm by myself, I have to be fully clothed at home. I don't know why.
Somebody might come to the door and get you in your chonies. Um,
I know.
let,
Before my dog, I mean, I would not wear clothes half the
oh,
time.
I walk around in my underwear all the time. I'm that ghetto dude on the block. I will take the trash out in my chonies in the
No,
morning or at
I won't
night.
do that.
Oh yeah, I will. I've given in to the fact that I am one of those Walmart people. Um, Here's what we have. We got people joining us. So let's say hi to a couple of them before we start. Tonight, we are discussing near death experiences and the
Oof.
lingering effects that it has on a person, both mentally and spiritually. Um, we have Spirit Readings Gigi, who is actually going to be on with me tomorrow morning. We're going to be
I
reading
saw.
together.
Yeah.
We've got La Madrina is here, Miss Tarot
Hola,
D.
madrina.
Hi, Mr. OD.
Look at you got all three of us. All three of your babies are here. All right, we've got Shannon. How you doing, Shannon?
Hey, Shannon.
This crazy biatch is back. Crazy
Yep.
Selena. Roman is here. What's up, Gold Mundex? Why?
Hey, Roman.
Witchy best friend.
Hey, Jess.
Jess, how you doing? Janet. People are trickling in. Like
Trickle
I
away,
say,
guys. Trickle
we are
away.
watching on 3 channels. So
Stop over and say hi to everybody on those channels.
this handsome homie is joining us right now, Mr. Moonscarab. Let's see. Iron, what up?
Hey, Irene.
All right, and more people will be dropping in. Draven is here. I just
What's
saw
up,
him.
Draven?
Or Draven is how I say it. It's not Draven. Oh, Timmy, what's up?
What's up, Timmy?
Coco.
Hola, Coco.
I love that movie too, by the way.
It's a beautiful movie.
It is.
So well done.
Especially if you work with your ancestors. It has a deeper layer to it, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Janet. All right. If I missed your name, I apologize.
Nancy's here, Crohn's Intuition.
Maru. Oh,
Nancy.
How are you,
Sending
Nancy?
you
How
so
did
much
everything
love,
go?
Nancy.
Hi, Nancy.
Yeah, Nancy just had a procedure done, you guys. So send her lots of love and energy.
Otra vez.
Every time. Every time. Oh, Look at that. We're live. Okay. Patagonian witch.
From Chile.
I live near Patagonia here in Arizona. Arizona. Okay.
Patagonia Avenue, something like that.
I'm sober too, you guys. So
What?
I have no excuse for stumbling over my
Maru's
words.
here.
KL, what up, KL?
Hey, KL.
Annie, I don't want to neglect anybody. I really
Hi,
don't.
Annie.
There she is, you sexy biatch.
Sending you lots of love, Nancy.
You know, I've gotten a lot of messages from people saying they're excited to see the three of us back together. So
the three amigos.
The three amigos.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love that movie. That's another great movie.
I named my dog Buttercup because of that movie.
Really?
Yeah. Because the day she came home to live with us, we were watching the Three Amigos.
Oh, how fun.
What kind of dog was it?
She was a little miniature poodle. Hershey's here. What up,
Hey,
homegirl?
Hershey. Welcome.
I think for now that's all that's with us.
Welcome, everybody, to this really fun and interesting topic. You know, I think the three of us have been wanting to talk about this for a while, and we've talked about it on our own many times, you know.
We've talked about it, mentioned it sometime last year is when we first brought it up.
Yeah.
The reason we brought it up is because Ramon had mentioned something, or Selena had mentioned something about having a near-death experience. And I was like, no way, I had one too. And then the other one says, are you kidding me? We've all had these. So that's what we're talking about. So Ramon, you're our special guest. You want to start tonight and tell us about your near-death experience and your beliefs on it?
Yeah. Well, in my case, you know, and I actually did a video on it a while ago. It could have been almost a year. You know, when we're talking about near-death experiences, there's a lot of stories. You know, people who've been close to the threshold of being dead, or being declared clinically dead, and they go through different experiences. But near-death experiences go much more beyond that. You know, it could be experiences that we go through being conscious that we're on that point that it could have gone in a different way, you know. And that is my experience. There was one night I was sleeping down here in the basement. My basement is, it's not my basement down here is like a loft. It's like an apartment. It's more like a studio. And one night I was sleeping down here, and all of a sudden I woke up. I was meditating in Santa Muerte, and then I went back to sleep, and all of a sudden I felt like something hit my head. But it was like really, really strong, to the point that I ended up with sort of like a bruise here. And I kind of like heard a noise coming from, like a big bang coming from my Santa Muerte altar. And that woke me up at that moment. And right at that same moment, my partner was coming downstairs from our bedroom. And it woke him up also. Something woke him up at that moment, at that precise moment. And the two of us found ourselves in the living room, not realizing that there was a gas escape in the apartment. And if it wasn't because of that, I said it was Santa Muerte protecting us. If it wasn't because of that situation, we might not be here to tell it. You know, we might not live to tell. And it was, I'm convinced, I know it was her protecting me. And it was both a physical and a spiritual experience at the same time. You know, that sound, that noise, that and that tap on my head, and I actually had a red mark on my forehead that woke me up as a warning to prevent a major tragedy. Yeah, I actually did a video and posted it on my channel, and it was really really shocking, you know. And I told my partner about it, and he was amazed as well. You know, the odds, not the odds, because there's no coincidence in this, but
Hmm.
right at the same time, something woke him up, and we found ourselves in, you know, in a very scary situation.
Wow.
And like that, you know, it's through many times, you know, it's every time, every morning when I wake up, every night when I go to bed, you know, I throughout the day, I'm always praying to Santa Muerte. But one of the things I ask for in the morning is protection, to remove obstacles from my path, to have a day harmonious, balance, um, and to guide me. You know, me, the people who I love. That I ask for a lot of things, and you know, I have a Santa Muerte in my car. I have this with me always. I have
Me
her
too.
over
I sleep with
here.
mine now permanently. Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
This is with me at all
Yeah.
times. I have her here also
So do I.
with
Got it
a
right here.
with a
I have a
black
bracelet.
hand of protection.
It's right
Yeah.
there
And I
hanging
have, yeah, I have one of these same ones in
right
my
there.
car. And you know, every morning before I leave, I ask Santa Muerte to take me,
Mhm.
guide me safely to wherever I'm going. And you know, a few months ago, there was a very scary accident, in I-95 here in Pennsylvania. Right in front of me, a car got hit, and it spun, and it was, I'm telling you, just like a few feet away from hitting us as well. And that could have been a tragic situation as well. You know, that's why, you know, I ask her for guidance and protection every day, because you never know when that moment, that protection can stop you from crossing to the other side.
Oh,
You know,
definitely.
yeah, and Santa Muerte, you know, she's not a divinity of death as a lot of people think. She is of life also, you know, to preserve
Mm.
life, to protect, you know, and has that control of when that moment is coming to each one of us, because it will, you know. But some things can be avoided, and if it's not our due time, we want to prevent, she prevents us to forcibly going to the other side.
That's amazing. So it's like your liminal awareness and the it like completely changes, you know, when you
Hmm.
go through these experiences. Bobby, you're muted, by the way.
How
There
about
you
that?
go. So I know you tried talking earlier, but nothing was.
Hmm.
Well, that's probably a good thing because I babble a lot. I was asking, or I was commenting on those near misses. Um, it makes you reevaluate things. There was once I was going down the freeway with my friend in California, um, heading to Hollywood, and the truck in front of us stopped, and I wasn't watching the road. And we got real close before I was able to slam on the brakes, and we skidded all over, and we stopped like that far away from him. Um,
Hmm.
and that made me start thinking about life and death a little more. Um,
Yeah.
Mm.
And
Selena, what about?
no,
Oh,
I was
keep
gonna
going.
add, you know, dying is the easy part.
Yeah.
That's no big deal. We're gonna go through all of that, but it's the suffering. You know, it's the things that we didn't get to do. You know, you reevaluate everything that you've done, and sometimes we get stuck in our own sufferings
Mm-hmm.
unnecessarily, thinking, "Oh, why do I have this kind of life? Why I don't have this? Why I haven't done that?" And we don't realize that it's, those things, some of those things are meaningless, you know. um so that's why when these things, these experiences come to your life, you kind of like realize there's so much to do, there's always opportunity,
Yeah.
you know, and you, it puts your life in a different perspective, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't like to go away without doing a lot of things. Um I don't know, I think a lot about the suffering that I might leave behind, but you know, I want to, when my time is has come, I would have like have done a lot of things that I wish I could, and enjoy every moment more.
I'll tell you this, you guys. If either one of you passes before me, I'll probably go get some grave dirt from your grave just
Take
to
it
use
all.
in my
Yeah, go ahead. You
magic.
can take it all. I'm giving you permission right now.
All right.
Yeah, you have permission to do that.
What about you, Selena?
Oh, I've had many. Not only like accidental ones like that, but I was 9 years old and we had a really big pond behind our house. My siblings and I, we also had like a boat that you could get on and you could go fishing in it. So that's like the kind of size pond we had in our backyard. Um, we were walking a little too close to the edge, and I happened to fall into an area of it that was very deep, and I cannot swim at all.
Really?
Mm-mm. For some reason, my older brother heard my siblings screaming and came running out from the house, jumped in the lake or our little pond, pulled me out, and did CPR on me, and would continue to do CPR and CPR and CPR. I was about 8 years old when that happened. I still to this day cannot swim, and I still to this day hate the water. But that was a literally, I think I think they lost me and they brought me back because he told me he was doing CPR for a good 5 solid minutes because I was not coughing, I was not breathing, nothing. So I had that
Wow.
happen. I had several car accidents where like actual physical car accidents where I was badly hurt, badly hurt. Um, but I came out of it. They don't think I should have made it, but I did. One, I had an ex-boyfriend who kidnapped me, and as I was getting out of his car in the middle of the snow to get away from him, he tried to run me over and was very close on running me over with his car and pinning me up this person's driveway. So I survived that because I felt like I would have probably died if I would have stayed with if I would if he would have if I would have not been able to escape from his car. I've had surgeries that did not go well, and I have a lot of drug allergies, and a lot of them where my throat swells up, I get full blown rashes, my blood pressure plummets, and I've had that cut happen several times during surgery. And then the last one that I was actually just mentioned to Bobby before Ramon came on is, and it was something that I was thinking about, and it hit me as we were just like 5 minutes before the live, losing a baby during pregnancy. I think that is another liminal. You're in the middle of creating life, but you're losing it at the same time. And yeah.
That's a very good point. We
Yeah.
were talking about this backstage, being both filled with life and death at the
Mhm.
same time. It- There's no way to say this or it's not going to sound douchey, so I'm just going to say it. Um, I think that you can walk away from that experience knowing that it was a catalyst to start something more in you, a deeper process.
Well, I mean, he saved my life. The fact that I lost him saved my life because I had ovarian and cervical cancer, and they were able to find it on time because I lost him.
Well, there you have it. See,
Wow.
And then the weird thing is, my mom they found out she had ovarian cancer when she was pregnant with me. So it was like it was repeated again, but with my son, but this time. And, I lost him where my mom didn't lose me. But it's, they found the cancer because of the pregnancy with me. And then they found my cancer because of the pregnancy with my son.
Selena, I've known you for a
Wow.
while now, and you said something the other day which blew my mind. I hadn't realized it before. kindly tell everybody how many brothers and sisters you have.
I'm number 7. I'm one of 9 kids, and my mom lost. So she has a set of twins now. And I was at one of the twins' house this week when I was visiting my mom. But my mom lost 2 sets of twins at like 7 months, and then
So
she
that
lost
would-
another one prior to praying to the Virgin Mary, please let this child be born, and if this baby's born, I'll name this baby after you. So I do have a sibling named Maria Guadalupe. But as we were figuring out, my mom said she saw 4 aspects, color aspects of the Virgin Mary. Instantly I thought of La Virgen, or I instantly thought of Santa Muerte. Because my
When
mom
I
said
think
she
of
saw
Santa
4
Muerte-
aspects, 4 color aspects of La Virgen, and I don't think my mom really knew it was Santa Muerte.
Anytime I've
Yeah.
run into La Santa, it's the red version. I always see her as red. I'm waiting because I know sooner or later I'm going to run into the other aspects of her.
Yeah.
Um,
But that's because my mom was asking Bobby, because I mean, okay, Bobby read for my mom yesterday, I think it was.
yes.
Yeah. And my mom has witnessed a lot of death, not only internally in many ways, but also because she lost her father. Her father's passed away in her arms. She was 9 years old. And then she lost her mother, and her mother passed away in her arms as well. So my mom has literally held death. And then that's when my mom mentioned the 4 aspects of La Virgen de Guadalupe, and I automatically thought Santa Muerte. And when I was thinking that, Bobby said the same thing. He said out loud, Santa Muerte.
What is your opinion, Ramon?
No, I mean, it's what makes me think is at the end that what death is, it's transformation. It's not only transformation of the person who is going through it, either physical or spiritual, but it's also all around because it has a ripple effect, on not only on the person but also on their surroundings, and in tarot we talk about death as not necessarily being physical death, which sometimes I feel that in the community there's a lot of I don't know, like fear when they're talking, when the death card comes up as naming it as it is, death. But at the end, it's that same essence. It's that transformative power of it. It's cyclical like everything,
Yeah.
Something starts, something ends, and it's transformation at the end.
So would you think, since we're talking about cyclical, do you think past lives are included in that, witnessing your own past life? Do you think that would be part of a near death or a death? Would that be included in that?
I don't
or
know
is it
about that.
because it's like a string theory?
I've felt my death
Hmm.
before. I've had visions and flashbacks of prior lives where I've died. And that was scary enough. I don't want to.
Okay.
Are you sniffling?
Hey, boo.
Hi, guys.
My husband's checking on me.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to meditate on that one.
See, so I've actually experienced, I've meditated and actually witnessed my death. My guides asked me, do you want to see this? And I was like, yeah, part of me felt like I had to see it to experience it, to make me feel like that's another thing that I survived, because I'm here now telling a different part of that story, but I'm telling it now in a different aspect of myself.
Yeah, I think it does. The experience itself is transformative, whether in this
Correct.
plane or the other one, or witnessing from afar. It definitely has some type of effect. You can't go to the other side of the experience without having some part of you change.
I would like to share my story.
Go ahead.
With my near death.
Yes.
I actually did die. I overdosed. Well, I've overdosed twice. Once was by accident, and once in the 90s, I was intentionally trying to leave this place. Um, I didn't have the strength at that time for what was coming. I knew what was coming. I could see what was coming, and I didn't have the strength for it. So I tried to dip. Unfortunately, or fortunately, the God said, nope, not yet. Um, I did have to be revived. But oddly enough, that's when things started coming together, coming into focus, becoming clearer. Um, I realized, holy shit, I had freaking died. It was weird. I don't remember being dead. I've had several of the near misses, as we call them. There's the one on the freeway. I got swept out into the ocean when I was a kid. Car accident. I've lived close to death my entire life. And now having the disease I have, I feel like I'm in constant liminal space. I'm alive and I'm dying at the same point, but we all are. I've decided to, whatever time I have left on the earth, it may be decades, it might be a couple months, whatever it is, I'm going to set things up for the next generation so that there are other people who could pass this knowledge on. I'm part of a chain, and I need to do my part to make sure I'm passing on the right info.
You better start writing a book, Bobby.
I've been writing the book. I've been writing. My Oracle deck is still in. I've been doing all this behind the scenes for the past year. I just don't. I get into those things where I don't think anybody's going to hear what I have to say on the
you have
topic.
one person that wants to hear it.
Well, that's a lot of people. As soon as thank you. As soon as I start talking about the classes I'm going to be doing, I got a lot of people joining for memberships.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that.
So
And
that's why you do your interviews, is because everybody has a voice, everybody has a story.
everybody on this planet
You
has a
know?
story. I'm
So
fascinated by those. So what Ramon
why
was
not write
talking
it?
about death being the beginning on the Santa Muerte deck, this is the death card. She's pregnant and there's a cradle down here, and
Yeah.
she's looking expectant towards the future.
And that's what I was just like, when I see that image, that's what I'm instantly reminded of.
So
know?
how do you think these brushes up against or through death affect our psychic abilities?
I feel like they're always there. They're just, I mean, because of the liminality and how you view things in a different manner, different way, I think you're more hyper aware of
Good
your
point.
abilities.
Hyper aware. I like that. So it's like I was saying, everybody on this planet has gifts, has quote unquote psychic or supernatural gifts.
Yeah.
All right. They just choose or don't know how to access these gifts. I keep going back to everybody on the planet has the same abilities. They just access them in different ways.
Yep.
I think when we are that close to death, it kind of bumps us up a little bit.
What do you think?
I agree. It's, in the clinical sense, a lot of people who have gone through near-death experiences, they say in that moment their senses are heightened. And I'm talking about our five senses. It activates. But I think in our experience, it causes such a trauma, such a shock to our body, our psyche, our spirit, that it activates a lot of things. you know.
Yeah.
Sort of like it's a lot of fears are released, and it opens the gates for
Mhm.
a lot of our abilities to be heightened, and I'm talking now in the spiritual sense. um and that awareness, I think when you're aware that there is an end to this physical plane, you put everything in perspective and release a lot of things. So I think as we relax ourselves a little bit to be able to have these things manifesting.
Uh,
Nicely said. Yeah, definitely.
KL asks, are these really psychic abilities or just using the lost ways of communication? I agree with that. I once read that the Aztecs had over 300 modalities of communication, including the language of birds. Birds were very important to the Aztecs.
Mhm.
Ramon reminds us of two birds, falcon and the hummingbird. Um, Now, when you think
Yes,
hummingbird, you might think small and delicate. No, there were hummingbird warriors. There was a special sect, so
Yeah.
they were badasses. Um, I would love to read and get you. Yeah, the Oracle deck is coming. It's just the artist has other projects in front of him, but it is in the works. um, I'm waiting for Ramon's Santa Muerte deck. That is what
yes.
I'm waiting for. I'm very
Me
excited
With
too.
about that.
with Chris Butler.
With Chris Butler. I didn't say his name. You did.
I did.
No, yeah, but you set him
You
up
kind
to
of like
say his name.
yeah, you suggested it.
Yeah,
I've
you set
been
it up.
saying his name a lot
You
lately
set me up, yeah.
because
Yeah.
Ramon's. Yes, I did. I really did. Ramon sent me the newest Butler deck, Arcana 78, a limited edition tarot deck.
Very limited, very limited. I think there was only 50 copies printed.
Yeah, and Ramon and I have a copy, and I think you have two copies, don't you?
No, I have one. I had
You have
two,
one?
yours and mine,
Oh,
and I threatened you
that's
that I was going to keep it.
he did, that sucker. Uh,
Yeah,
I
but I
was
was
like,
kidding.
really? uh, yeah, there's still a couple left though. I mean, literally a couple. No offense or stuff. No, okay.
Mm-mm.
As a disclaimer for myself, I am a seeker of truth. Please accept my questions as being genuinely. We wouldn't read them out loud if we didn't accept them as genuinely curious and valid questions. Um, if we thought you were just being a jerk, Maru would have booted you by now. We're
So,
not worried about it.
no, definitely not. So, when did you realize your experience changed you permanently?
Almost immediately. When I started sobering up from the events. Actually, when I got released from the mandated 5150 stay that they made me take. This is back in the 90s. It was for the first week. I was angry. I was so pissed. They had a psychiatrist come in and sit down. He says, "All right, Mr. Fierro, how do you, I forget what he said, but I turned around and I just cussed him up one side of the wall and down the other. And he didn't say anything. He just closed his folder and he says, okay, we'll try again tomorrow. And he walked out of the room. uh, but I was very angry right away. But then I started thinking and I started dreaming weirder dreams.
Mhm.
So there was about a year there, 6 months to a year, where I was kind of all over the place, but it definitely changed my flavor on the way I viewed life.
So,
Um,
it changed also your relationship with death.
yes,
The
that's
way
what
we
my
view.
next point was going to be. I wasn't scared to die anymore. Um, realized I was scared to live, is what it was. Um, and that's when things with my deities got deeper. Um, I pulled some
Nice.
cards for us before we started. Actually, in the layout we have now, Selena, Bobby, Ramon. Selena's card had the owl fairy, so that's related to Santa Muerte. I had the Wicked Witch hourglass, so now we're talking Hecate. And Ramon had planetary wisdom. This is looking to the stars. Um,
That's pretty darn perfect. All three of those cards.
yeah, and not only that, but the planetary wisdom has how many people standing in it. It's
3.
pretty, yeah.
Great.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. What about you, Ramon? When do you feel like your relationship with death changed, and how did that make, like, how did all of that help? I'm trying to remember what happened. When did you realize your experiences changed you permanently, or
when did you realize you're a death walker?
Yes.
Let's just say it, Selena.
I don't know. It made me realize that there's no really escape from it. It's just, valuing your moment here right now.
Yeah.
A lot of things around us, like I said, are meaningless. Sometimes the problems that we create for ourselves is just enjoying the moment that we are right now. Appreciating the people around us, valuing what you actually have, as your health. You're being able to walk. I'm able to talk, to speak. There's people who don't have that advantage. There's people whose loved ones passed away, and they will give anything to still have them here. So us being here in this plane at this moment is a luxury in a way. There's a lot of people, don't matter how rich you are, when your time comes, that's it. So life is valuable. That's what creates that awareness, I think.
I think it started something in me my whole life. And y'all know I used to live a very hedonistic lifestyle. It was all about sex, drugs, and rock and roll. But I think this is one of those points where up until then, I would always say, I'll worry about that in the future. I'll worry about that in the future. And that situation was kind of a marker, and the gods saying, guess what? It's the future. So now I've got to frickin' deal with all that crap that I put off and put off and put off. It's been decades since that happened to me, and I don't really feel the same way, the shock, the fear, the terror that I used to feel about death and dying. Now I feel honored to help guide people. You all know that I read professionally, and a lot of my clients are end of life clients trying to find some clarity.
What's funny? This is something that a lot of times you don't think about until the topic comes up. Selena was talking, and you, Bobby, like, I remember like a lot of other instances in which I was very close to death. Selena was telling her story, about drowning in a pond. I was in the YMCA when I was a kid, and I was about to drown too.
Wow.
I was just like inches from dying, seconds from dying, and someone rescued me. I was 8 or 9 years old in the YMCA. There was another incident that when I was about 6 years old, and it just came to me, and I shared it like on a live. I think it was with Heather a couple of years ago. When I was a kid, that was in 1981, so I was 8
Wow,
years
that was
old.
44 years ago.
Yeah.
Ouch, did you have to say it out loud?
Because that's when I was born.
I'm proud.
Wait. Wait, what year?
81.
It was like 81. 81. One night, I was sleeping, and I don't have recollection of this. My dad was the one who told me. He said that I woke him up in the middle of the night to tell him that a man, a being came into the room, and the room illuminated completely, and that this being took our TV set, the TV set that was in my room, and took it out and went down the stairs as this being was walking with the television down the stairs. The cable, the plug that connects, was hitting each one of the steps. Bloop, 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 bloop. And my dad is a very spiritual person. He took it as a sign that, he had to get rid of that TV, not knowing why. And it was like a brand new TV. And he was getting rid of it, and a neighbor saw him that he was asking you, like, what are you gonna do with that TV? He said, no, I'm just gonna throw it away. And he said, no, I get it for you. And my dad said, I have a bad feeling, you shouldn't get it. But he was very insistent. So the neighbor got the TV. A couple weeks later, that TV caught fire and burned half of the house.
Dude.
Yes. And
Wow.
I have like a very vague memory of like a brightness of something. But my dad told me that story, and if it wasn't because that event, a tragedy could have happened in our house. It's sad that a neighbor went through this, but it could have prevented something worse.
Wow.
That was one. When I was I don't know, in the 2000s, I was in my 30s. I was a very heavy drinker. After I parted ways with the church, because I was raised in the Christian faith, I was like in this spiritual void, and that brought in a lot of things in my life, and a lot of it was depression. So I filled that depression with alcohol, and I was a totally different person. I was always responsible, never got issues with justice, with the law. But when I drank, I was a totally different person.
Were you a
I
hoe?
was no, not that in that sense, not in that sense. But I was verbally aggressive with people. And I got into a lot of bar fights. And on one occasion, I was drunk and I got into a bar fight, and this guy slashed me in the face. You're not might be able to see it, but I have like a scar here. It almost
Yeah, I can
disappeared.
see it.
Yeah, I have a scar here.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
have one here, and I
Yeah.
have one here that was just inches from hitting a major artery, and I could have died. The doctor,
That is, yeah.
when they were stitching me,
Stitches.
they said it was a miracle that you are not dead. It was just like millimeters, nothing. So that for me, that put a lot of things in perspective, and helped me like try to search a spiritual foundation, because we're not
Yeah.
just body, we're also spirit. So
Mhm.
and like the body needs to be nurtured, the spirit does as well. Yeah.
I have a
So
funny bar fight story.
just talking with you guys sort of like reminded me of those
And that's, yeah, I
experiences.
mean, that's when I was thinking about this episode, and kind of just like it's kind of weird that you go to, like, it's almost reliving what you lived through. It's almost like you're
Mm-hmm.
dying all over again, because you're reliving that part, and you see yourself in a way dying again. So
I
to
Mm-hmm.
haven't
me,
wanted
that
to
was
think
like
about
hitting
this.
me today when I was thinking about all these things earlier.
I've known we're doing this show for a while now, and I haven't thought about the experiences, because when I started to, it just gave me kind of a feel. I didn't want to. When you said depression, I was like, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It does give me a certain sense of depression, but everything that happened was in the past,
Hmm.
and everything that happened for a reason. I've been
Speaking the
protected
reason,
my whole life.
do you feel like you planned this when you came into this life? Not the suffering part, but these parts of near death. Is that something that you talked to with your guides and planned so that you could be more heightened, awakened? Is that something that you do, or do you think that that's what happened, or no?
Me
Anybody?
or Ramon? Ramon,
Mm.
what's your opinion?
I don't think so that there's something planned, because it's, I don't know. I feel that it's not your due time. So these, look, I think Earth is a killing machine. We talk about Mother Earth and the abundance and everything, but nature is a killing machine. There's there's always an animal trying to eat another. There's like viruses and things trying to like kill us at all times. And these are things that probability is always happening, and a lot of these things, you know, uh, might hit us at one time or not. But it when it's not our due time, a lot of things are intervening. Especially the divine, and what it does is sort of like it could be intentional. It's like a reminder. Hey, be in line. Remind that you're memento mori.
Memento mori. Thank you. I was going to bring that up.
Yes, remember that you will die. Nothing's
Yeah,
eternal.
everybody
So like,
dies, right?
yes, remember that your time is finite. Try to do the best of it. I think that these things are kind of like reminders that uh, either by accident or by design from the divine helps us remember that we're not eternal. At least not in
Right.
this plane.
I
So
think that's a good point.
I feel like I feel like the pain wasn't planned, but I feel like the opportunity was, and I think it's like your
Mhm.
soul knew that you needed some form of expansion, and it kind of created an opening, an opportunity. And sometimes it's not always a gentle opportunity, but it was put in front of you because your soul was ready for that type of expansion, in my opinion.
Mhm. Yeah. Mm.
Um,
You, Bobby?
say the question again. Let me try to word this properly.
Do you feel like it was planned at a soul level, like all these NDEs?
Okay.
Not the pain per se, but the opportunity itself to
See, that's what I'm not looking forward to. I don't mind dying because I know everybody has to do it. What I'm not looking forward to is the pain of death, the transition on the physical body. Not looking forward to that at all. If I'm going to suffer pain, I want somebody to buy me a drink first. What I do think is what Ramon said and what I said earlier, memento mori, remember you're going to die. What are you going to do while you're alive? How are you going to spend your time? You have a choice. Are you?
So Sophie has a good question. She said, I always wonder if our near-death experiences are actual deaths and we shift consciousness into a reality where we did not die to learn from it.
I've considered similar things, like when I dreamt about the car accident where my neck gets,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm decapitated or just broken neck. I'm struggling. Is that a past life where I died? Is it a warning in this life, beware? Or is it something that's going to happen in the future? I honestly think it was a past life death because of the way I'm remembering it. If not, it's slated for me. So
What do you
I don't
think,
know how to answer that.
Bobby, Ramon?
Is that a different question? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
I
think
was
we're
having
like
trouble.
combined. Well, you were Bobby, you went back. So I asked the question again, but now we're on to this one that's on the screen here. Sophie says, I always wonder if our near-death experiences are actual deaths and we shift consciousness into a reality where we did not die to learn from it.
Yeah, I don't know. Regardless, I can hear my dogs barking. I think UPS has shown up. They're trained to attack UPS dogs. No, I have no opinion on that really because I just don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I think it's in reality, the underlying is the transformative effect of it.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
says, it makes me think we are meant to live our full lives, but still experience and understand death along the way through near-death experiences.
I'll be
Mhm.
right back, you guys.
Sure.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Let's talk about Bobby while he's gone.
Not gone
Oh,
yet.
that guy.
Yeah, but it's I think it's that continuous approach to that liminality that really I feel helps enhance our abilities,
Mhm.
it, and I feel like it helps us understand. Oh, we lost Ramon. I'm here with myself, guys. But I feel like it helps us look at life in a different way and kind of I think all these experiences that we live, it helps us not only personally, but also helps us when we're telling our story or we're helping someone else deal with something that they went through similarly or in some form or another aspect. I think it's all interconnected, and in my opinion, I feel it's definitely where you're there to not only help yourself but help other people, and I think that's pretty much our whole part of being here on this earth is, for me personally, is helping other people.
What did you do with Ramon?
Why is it my fault? Everybody left me, so I'm just talking to myself.
Well, I had to go get something. I got the
Yeah.
munchies.
Ay, Dios mío. But it does, Sophie. It does make us look at life differently, and it really does, in another form, in some form or another, make us, gives us that kick in the butt that we need to, wake up, listen, or,
I think we
you
are
still have
touched.
something left to do on this, on this earth.
I think that once you're touched by death, you're changed forever.
Totally.
So, having been touched by death, I think that our psychic abilities are heightened. Pisces is the house of death. Scorpio is the house of death and change. They're both water signs.
I was going to say, is it all water elements that are part of that, or
They're
no?
very psychic. Cancer is very psychic. You want to bring them on?
Yeah, I just did.
Okay.
I think I did.
There he is.
Hola.
Hey, bro.
Hola. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to leave you by yourself.
That's okay. I just continue talking, and
Want some
and
cake,
then
Ramon?
look at him. How?
What
Do
do
you have
you eat when
munchies
you
or
get the
something?
munchies? I do. I always have. Well, I haven't had dinner yet.
Oh,
And he came in and he said, "Look, they get at a cake half off because
A
it's
cake
got
for
fractions of-"
dinner?
Well, we're having actual chicken for dinner, but I saw the cake on the table. I said, "You could bring me a piece," and he said, "Just take the whole thing." I said, "Okay."
so who brings a whole cake onto a screen and eat it, and
And
don't, I mean,
live.
and not share with the rest of us?
I asked if you wanted some.
Rude.
No, I just brought it up for comic effect. We were talking, Ramon, how once you've been touched by death, I feel you are changed forever. And since Pisces is associated with death and psychic powers,
Hmm.
I think that once you're touched by death, excuse me, I swallowed my cake the wrong way. Once you're touched by death, your psychic abilities expand. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
It's a white cake, not carrot cake, Janet. And you can't have none.
When I was a kid, I remember the first time I saw a dead person. I was 10 years old. And the son of a lady who used to go to our church, he was a police officer and he got shot. And I remember going to the viewing. And for me, it was a shocking experience because I don't know. I was contemplating this corpse and thinking that this person, this piece of meat that was laying there was once a person who talked, who had feelings, who cried, who loved, who was loved, and all of a sudden it was just
Oof.
that, just me. Everything is gone. So it kind of like it made me aware of, the that we're spirit, you know. We're not just a physical part, but we're
Right.
something that is beyond this corruptible thing, you know.
The spiritual path of transformation and the acceptance of eventual death draws you closer to the preciousness of those who watch over you and travel that path with you. That is my experience.
Oh,
That was
nicely
well
said,
said.
Nancy.
You're
Beautiful.
very good with words, Mama.
Yes.
Nicely said, Nancy.
I'm
So
so happy to see you here, Nancy.
Me too.
I got your email, by the way. I'm going to reply tonight.
yeah, Nancy's been going through some issues too, you guys. Throw her some healing love.
Definitely.
Here's something that has nothing to do with our topic, really. But do you guys want to be buried or cremated?
Cremated.
Cremated.
I.
So you can't. So there's not going to be any like burial dirt you can take because it's not going to be any. So good
Right.
luck
You
with
can
that,
take some
buddy.
ash. You can take some
Yeah,
ash.
you can have some ash. Just don't smoke it.
There's some. Well, yeah. My mom said that. Just cremate her and roll her in a joint and smoke it. I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, a cremation. I want to be buried, but I don't want to be embalmed. And
Well, in
since
Mexico, they don't embalm.
because here in the States we have to embalm. That's something I'm not looking forward to.
No, in Mexico, they bury their dead within 24 hours.
That'd be awesome.
And a lot of people in the States here, they don't embalm either. Some people choose not to. Just
Yeah.
I thought it was mandatory. You had to do that. Really?
No. Mm-mm.
All right then.
I mean, I don't even want like a funeral, nothing. I don't want to be in a church. I don't want to have any of that stuff. I want everybody to meet up a year later on my birthday, whenever my birthday is, and have a grand old party.
We're gonna have a grand old seance. What do you mean, party?
That too. You can have a grand old seance. Like my card that I want, that I told my kids, if you are going to hand out any cards, I want the back of it to have a Ouija board, and that is how you contact me. But I don't want a funeral. I don't want no church thingy. I don't want to be buried. Just cremate me, and then take it somewhere in a different country and dispose of my ashes if you can, or throw them in the backyard. I really don't care. It's just an ash.
I
It doesn't
want
matter.
a big old funeral because I've got plans.
You want like the New Orleans style funeral?
Kind of. What's going to happen, and I've already arranged this, my husband knows. First, I'm going to have friends who, this has been in the works for years, who should show up with veils and big black hats and dresses going,
so we'll hire a bunch of mourners.
Why?
The corner.
Yeah. So they're going to be there, and then all the sad music is going to play, and then right in the middle of the funeral, you're going to hear the Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's just a jump to the left. And then on the funeral, the casket, if you're coming to the funeral, you have to slap a bumper sticker on the coffin. And we have a giant clown car key to put on the back of the coffin, so that
I hope you have all this written down.
It's written down.
It's in a will or something?
This is in the works. Yes.
Okay. Because that's a lot of stuff.
No, it's really not. And when they unveil the clown car key, that's when Pop Goes the Weasel is going to play. Yeah.
Wow.
That's awesome.
I feel like I need to rethink mine now.
It made me rethink
out of there.
It made me rethink mine. I think I would like to be like disposed in nature. you know,
Mm-hmm.
that animals could eat me, or like I could decompose and be, you know, nutrients for the plants, you know, like be recycled back to nature instead of like being burned, you know,
Mm-hmm.
ashes. What are you really going to do with ashes, you know? I would like my body to be of use even after my death to towards something. Maybe donate it to medical science. Who knows?
I can't donate mine. They won't accept it because of my illness. And I think I kind of have to be cremated. I'm not sure.
Mm.
Um, but either way, I'm good.
Definitely cremated for me. I don't know about the whole theatrics that Bobby's talking about, but
Oh, I want a big
I'll
old
think
mess of
about
a
my
funeral.
theatrics.
Do you remember that show? It was about the funeral home, and every week they would start off the show with somebody dying in a weird way.
6 feet under.
Yes, that's the one. Thank you. It was gonna bother me.
Mm.
Uh, that's what started me thinking about my funeral,
Hmm.
and what I was gonna do. And
I'm
it
gonna be
takes
like 90
away.
years old when that happens. It's
The thing is, it's taking away the fear
yeah, it
that I
is.
was feeling.
Yeah.
It's changing the paradigm in
When
my
you
head.
see it differently and it's not like traumatizing for you anymore, I think you're easier, and if you're able to talk about the stuff like we are now on the live. And
Mm-hmm.
you know, even though some of it might affect us, it's easier to talk about, and it's easier to
Yeah.
confront.
You know, it's I always say I don't want to live till I'm 100 years old or 120 or 90. I want to live until I'm able to take care of myself. You know, I don't want to be after a certain point in bed just marking
Con
time.
pañales.
Why do I
No,
get the feeling that you're going to be 96 and still look like that?
Technology will be advanced. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
There'll be super filters that'll help you there.
Yeah.
Filters.
But you know, it's
We'll have
till I'm
natural
able
embalming filters.
till I'm able to, you know, take care of myself. I've always been a very dependent person.
Mhm.
Once I reach to that point, I'm ready to go. Honestly, it's not a matter of time. It's the quality of life.
That's funny
You
because
know,
my husband says that too. Like how you
that's
just said.
true.
Yeah.
What's the point of being in bed, uh, 100 years old, not being able to? It's suffering, you know,
Yeah.
because you're deprived of a lot of things that you would like to do. You know,
I wish there was an assisted suicide law here in
So that's
Arizona.
like Dr. Kevorkian,
Yeah.
who the patients took the matters into their own hands, who did have terminal illnesses, and he just kind of helped assist them. So Zach Bagans has Dr. Kevorkian's van in his museum, and my husband and I went to go see that. So speaking about a lot of death, there's a lot of death items there in his museum, and that's one of them.
Let's talk
there's
about
a
that for a
there's a
second.
there's a yeah.
You were saying what, Ramon?
No. I was gonna mention here in Philadelphia, there's a museum called the Muter Museum, and it's a medical museum, and there's like a lot of different skeletons with deformities, and it's really interesting. It's one of the highlights here in the city.
Did you say muter or murder?
Muter Museum.
Muter.
MUT.
Oh, it's like the
Yeah.
murder museum, and that's what it's
No.
about, dude.
I mean, New
No.
Orleans has a bunch of those. I went to several of those museums that were pretty gothic, per se,
Mhm.
in a murdery kind of way. And it was really interesting to go see this stuff there, but also like, you know, Zach Bagans Museum in New Orleans or Las Vegas.
I
So
think I've been touched by death so much in my life. Sophie was talking about who said it? So we were talking about the fear of death being gone. I've had so many brushes where it just doesn't faze me anymore. Same thing with my husband. I used to get sick when we first got together, and we both panic, and now we're like literally, baby, I feel awful. Do you need to go to the hospital? Yeah. go shower, go pack a bag, and he'll literally drop me off outside the hospital and take off. Right? So it doesn't. We don't have the same fear of it anymore that we used to have. Now we're like, okay, we're here again. Let's do this.
Mhm.
I don't want anybody to be afraid of death, but I understand the fear of going through the pain of death.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah. I mean, in Mexico, they have, they have mummies on display in Guanajuato. Las momias de Guanajuato are called the mummies of Guanajuato, and they have a lot of mummified bodies on display.
Ramon, do you know the cholo dogs from Mexico, the little hairless ones? How do you
Yep.
say the full name?
Oh, I don't know. I'll be honest with you.
I was having trouble pronouncing it, so I was hoping one of you two knew. Selena said it once the other day properly, and it didn't stick in my brain. Oh, Cholo Boo?
Yeah.
Let's find out.
Shiwanda who? That's all I got.
But
That's what was missing, your glasses.
Cholo dog. It's pronounced Cholo Itzki. I don't know.
He's got the phonetic, and he still can't pronounce it. That is a tough name.
that's why they're just called cholo dogs.
Every month
Yeah.
I learn a different. Yeah, we're gonna do that from now on. Every month I learn a new Oracle deck. And this month's Oracle deck is the Day of the Dead.
Dia de los Muertos.
The Dia de los Muertos, and
So
there's
he's
a
learning
couple of
Spanish.
names in
Ramon.
there.
Is he?
I'm
As you
learning
should.
Waddle apparently.
Let's see. I think I found it here in Google. Let's see if I can. Let's see.
Cholo at squiggly.
Cholo.
So I said cholo.
Cholo at squiggly.
Cholo squiggly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, every time that
Cholo
card comes up, I'm like, oh, we'll try again tomorrow. What is your guys' biggest fear about death?
I think for me it's I don't know, not being able to I know, I think part of it is the suffering that I leave behind. That's inevitable. Um not had done a lot of things that not much in my case, but maybe like a loved one passing away and I didn't tell them in time how much I love them and how much they meant to me. That's why I tell my parents, I call my parents all the time. I talk with them. I tell them I love them, not only in words, but, like in actions, taking care of talking to them as much as possible. But it's in my side, I don't know. I think it's a fear of how there's certain ways I'm clear. I will not like to die. I don't want to be drowned. I don't like that.
I don't want to burn.
Asphyxiated, burning. I don't know. It there's a certain point that your body stops feeling the pain when it gets to the level of the nerves.
For me, it's anything from like Final Destination.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Like when you're behind a logger truck, I want to get away from that logger truck.
I think we all do. We all switch.
If it's something tragic, if I have to die in a tragic way, I would like to die in a plane crash.
I'd like to die in a heroic way.
If I had to,
somebody in a bank robbery or something.
Yeah,
rescuing a school full of orphans from a burning building, or something like that.
No, me just in my sleep, not waking up.
Yeah, but that's not tragic. But if I had to die in a tragic way, but who wouldn't? I think it's when we go to bed, when we go to sleep, we kind of like, I don't know. I feel we experience what death is in a certain way every night when we go to sleep. We slip little by little, like our mind our consciousness starts to shut down, and we slip into this other dimension, like the world of dreams, of the possibility, of the lack of physical barriers. And I feel that's how death is in a way, and we experience every night without even realizing.
Um, Sophie, the Midwest magician, put, "I'm afraid of it being nothing too." Ramon, doesn't the Egyptian belief system have a big fear of becoming nothing after death?
Yeah, so in the ancient Egyptians, their biggest fear wasn't dying in the physical plane, is dying in the spiritual level. So, like after death, you have to go through in the underworld through all these different trials to be able to reach fullness at the other end. But in that path, there was a lot of like dangers and things that could have happened that will annihilate your soul, and that was like complete annihilation. Like, it's not another death; it was just like the non-existence of yourself, and that was the biggest fear. It wasn't the
So
physical death; it was the death after death,
so
total
it was like in the
annihilation.
movie Coco. Remember when he was fading away because the last
Yes.
person stopped remembering who he was?
Mm-hmm.
So there was no
Yes.
one to remember him. So and then he passed away permanently. He had the permanent death.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Totally. Exactly. It wasn't suffering at the other end. It
Yeah.
was that.
That of nothingness.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
a glutton for punishment. My hope for after death is to become a guardian worker, guardian spirit for Hecate and Hermes, um, delivering messages and protecting people who need to be protected. That is what I want to do as a hound of Hecate.
You gotta work it. I think you're
Yeah,
gonna be their coffee boy
that's pretty
first.
much, yeah,
Delivering coffee.
right. I get the
And
shit
cake.
jobs.
Coffee and
cake.
cake.
My family cracks up. They still, one Thanksgiving I ate a whole cherry pie, and they never let me forget it. So now I'm known as the guy who eats all the goodies. If
I
we
love
come
pumpkin
back,
pie. I've
Me
many times
too.
eaten a whole
oh,
pie. Yeah,
have you
I
had
love
pumpkin silk pie?
No.
pumpkin. What?
Silk
Pumpkin
pie.
silk pie. If you could
What was
find
that?
pumpkin silk pie,
Mm-hmm.
Like
it's
chocolate
with,
silk, but pumpkin silk.
yeah, it's
Mm,
like a light. Um, I think
Fluffy.
it's mixed with cream cheese or something, but it's
mm-hmm.
so delicious. You got to check it
Mm,
out.
nice.
I see
Like
Hirsch is
anything
here.
pumpkin.
Lennon
Yeah.
is
Hey,
here.
Lennon.
Hi, Lennon.
John is here. What up,
Oh,
John?
hey, John.
Um, yes. So, what are your views about um what what happens to it after death?
It trans.
Ooh.
I think this is individualized. I think no two people have the same process done to them or go to the same place, really.
I feel you become a star. Your energy is so bright and so illuminating that you dissipate into the earth, into the sky, and you become a star.
Hmm.
Okay, you say
I know
that, and
that's
I
like my
hear
imagination.
you say that, and I hear Prince, "Baby, I'm a star." Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, that I wouldn't mind doing that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, so why not? Like your energy is so potent. It's so uh, illuminating and so full of energy that once you do pass away and your soul and your body's dying and your soul has somewhere to go, I feel like it goes up into the stars and you become you become a star.
I like that.
What do you think,
Uh,
Ramon?
I think we go. I don't know. I think there's this big collective. I don't know if, sort of like a bank, a repository of consciousness and energy and spirit that we go back to.
Akashic
Um,
records?
I didn't
I,
think of it in that terms,
I
but
view it as a
it's
big
we
ocean.
go, yeah, we go back into that, you know, and that's where we're in a constant cycle of ourselves, our spirit, that like it recycles back
It's the
into
queen.
that, and like other something else goes, and we come back reincarnated. I don't know. We go back into this big repository. I feel everything about us, you know, with the exception maybe not the physical part, but the
Yeah.
spiritual, the ethereal
Yeah. And then you go
goes
up
back.
and meet your guides
Mm-hmm.
and start deciding what your next round is going to be like.
Yeah,
What's your
you
next
know.
challenge on Earth again, or where you're
Mm-hmm.
going to reincarnate as, or what type of experiences are you wanting to learn from in your next life?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the energetic and the conscious part. The spiritual is it goes to like a different plane. I feel when
Hmm.
you meet your divinities, and you know, uh, you're into that moment of bliss, and then you decide if you want to come back, if it's your time, if you have to come back. Not necessarily
Yeah.
you decide, but
Yeah.
maybe
Maybe
it's
you're
not
like,
your
you're
time
done.
yet. You
You've
got to
learned
go
all
back.
your lessons and you
Yes.
come back as a spirit guide.
Yeah, and then we come back and we borrow from that repository of
Hmm.
energy and consciousness and
And
come back
knowledge.
again. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
Yes.
I think here on Earth we can still access that, and what Celine was
Mm-hmm.
saying, calling it the
Hmm.
Akashic Records, accessing it in that way.
Mm-hmm.
When we die, I believe our energy is reclaimed by the universe and put back into that big pool of energy where we're all
Mm-hmm.
swimming around, mingling our energy together. And then when we're reborn, a drop of water is put out into our next body, but we're carrying the experiences of ourselves and everybody else that was in that pool with us. So we
Mm-hmm.
can draw on those memories. We can draw on that spirituality. That is my belief. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I
And
love that.
access our previous lives, you know,
yes.
and tap
Hmm.
into spiritual connections with, you know, beings that were before us, alternate universes, you know, alternate versions of ourselves.
Hmm.
It's a very deep topic, but yeah, that's how I view it. That's how I feel it is.
Beautiful.
Um, does anybody have any comments or questions that you would like us to address on the topic? We're
And
pretty much open to it right now. This is
hmm
an interesting conversation, you guys. Um, I think the energy of dying also has a lingering effect, and the pain associated with that energy that we add to it as not the people dying, but the people around the people that are dying, our sadness, our sorrow. Um,
Not only in
ling-
living beings, but also, you know, I feel there's places I call it like the residue of death. You know, there's like these places that have this energy that it might not be a conscious spiritual being, but there's like a residue that stays. You know, places like cemeteries, hospitals,
Hospitals.
churches, maybe I don't know. There's nursing homes,
hmm
uh psychiatric wards, you know, these places where death is always
there.
constantly
Yeah.
there.
Joe,
There's a residue that stays in the physical part of it.
Battlefields that I like to go and visit.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
we live out
definitely.
here by the border, and we get a lot of border crossers coming across the desert. Not all of them make it. And over the decades, a lot of deaths have happened nearby here. So there's a big
Wow.
buildup of death energy nearby. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I
That's also
honestly
very liminal,
think
that liminal space right there,
it
that
is.
border part, you know?
I think that's one of the reasons I was called to this area. Um, and people like Mama D, Val, Joey, who are near me, um, were kind of like Sentinels, Guardians. Um,
Hmm.
and in
Mm-hmm.
my case, an actual watchdog. Um, I do believe that death is different for everybody, so it's hard to say, well, death is this, death is
Yeah.
this. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I view
But being Mexican and having our culture with Dia de los Muertos, I think we see death differently. And that's something that's continuously, you know, was always instilled in us,
Yeah, but he's not
most of us from
Mexican.
birth. No, I mean, the culture, I said, the culture itself.
Wrong kind of brown sugar.
You know, I
Um,
think that that's because we do see it so differently. I think we have a different viewpoint on it.
Yeah.
And it's not just with I mean it's modern
Yeah, it's
Mexican
other
society.
cultures
It's
too, but
it's part of the culture. No, but it comes from before, you know, from the Aztecs,
mhm,
you know, and so it's been there for
mhm,
millennia, you know, for
um,
hundreds of years.
yeah, we're talking about Midland now and
mhm.
um, the underworld. And
Mm-hmm.
if you would like to know more about that, you guys, if you haven't seen it, Ramon did a Behind the Moon episode where he talked about the evolution of Santa Muerte, and he's got some stuff on his channel as well. Go
Mhm.
check out his channel. But that one you did on this channel, I loved it.
Yeah,
It was
It was great.
phenomenal.
I enjoyed
yeah.
it. I really enjoyed it.
So we
Yeah, I
definitely do
enjoyed
talk
it.
a lot about death on our channel.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
because other people won't. All
Yeah.
right. This is something that we're not afraid to talk about. All right. We're not
No, I mean
afraid to look
because
it in the face.
no, when we're talking about death, we're talking about life as well. They go
Mhm.
hand in hand. One can't be without the other. And we
Correct.
experience these things every day. You know,
Mhm.
our body, there's always cells that are dying. It's we are in a constant death and rebirth, even from the molecular level. So it's part of who we are. We can't just
Mhm.
escape it, you know.
Mm-mm.
Death can be terrifying. First time I had to go have a serious operation, I was convinced I wasn't leaving the table. Um, and when it was over with, when I was healing, I almost died again with
Hmm.
bacterial meningitis. Um, at that point, when I had that situation with my brain surgery, I gave in. I was like, look, all right, fine. Death is a part of my life. I admit it. I'm a liminal witch. I deal with death and life. I'm not all light and love. I can face the dark. And once I made that admission to myself, life got a lot easier. I wasn't afraid to look at death anymore. I wasn't afraid to die. Like I say, I'm not looking forward to wasting away painfully, but
Hmm.
um, if that's what's got to happen, that's what's got to happen. My
Mhm.
experiences are going to help other people.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I've already set it up to where if things like that start happening, I'm still going to broadcast. Y'all are going on that journey with me, bitches, right? Um,
Oh, I can't wait, Bobby.
yay! Woohoo!
I can't
Um,
wait.
and we're not being depressing, you guys. This
No,
is my way
no.
of facing it. This is my way of making a joke about it.
Bobby's gonna come
Uh,
back as my spirit guide.
I've already given permission to people. I've given a couple of people my true name. I'll give you guys my true name, my witch name.
Yeah.
Absolutely, you can
You're
call me
coming
as a
back as my
guardian.
spirit guide, Bobby.
Absolutely.
Beetlejuice.
I know.
Beetlejuice.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
Ramon. Oh my God. That's how I'm gonna
Just
call
say.
on you, Bobby. I'm gonna say Beetlejuice 3 times, and you
So
better show up.
there was
You're
a
gonna show
thing
up.
online recently. If somebody was doing a summoning spell on you after your death, what would they use? And I think I put weed, saffron, and citrine would be what
Mm.
you used to call me. All right. I want to thank you both
Yeah.
for being here and discussing this topic.
Mhm.
I'm glad everybody stuck with us on our 3 channels. This is a topic that is serious, but it doesn't have to be terrifying.
Yes. There's nothing to be afraid of with death, you know. If anything, it makes life meaningful because if we were eternal, you know, a lot of
Yeah.
things will be meaningless. Being
Yeah.
able to say love our people, how much we love them, being able to make the best of our times, so many things. So death, what it does, it puts our time in perspective. And Bobby,
I'm
you always have to
sorry.
laugh.
I know.
You always have
I'm
to
so
laugh
sorry.
whenever in the middle of
Look what she
something.
put. Look what she put though. It says Bobby juice, Bobby juice, Bobby juice.
I was gonna say, come on, Bobby. I know you need to do this one time and interrupt Ramon
I
in the
can't.
middle of
He
something
always does
serious,
it.
and then you start
In a
laugh.
moment that is,
I
I'm
know.
about to cry or something.
Yeah.
No, you always have
And
to
then he
like
starts laughing.
burst in.
Selena
just-
just yelled at me before about that. Yes,
You're a mojo killer.
I am.
Like seriously.
You know what though? That's part of being a Heyoka empath. Humor is everything for me. I am literally a sacred
I was
clown.
like, right
you
at the moment,
guys.
in the middle of Ramon talking.
Well,
he
they're the
starts-
ones putting funny
Uh.
shit up here. Bobby is like a heckle fish. That's true. Yeah.
Yes.
I apologize, Ramon.
Whatever.
But they made me laugh. It was funny. Now I'm gonna be getting a T-shirt that says "Bobby Juice, Bobby Juice, Bobby Juice." Yes. So, what do you have coming up, Ramon?
Right now, I got a lot of things in the mail. A lot of like gifts from beautiful people, from friends.
He's talking
you
about
know,
me,
and
beautiful people.
I have
He's
from
talking
you, I
about
have from
me.
Bobby, I have from Miss Tarot D. I posted a video today. I'm posting one on
Bridget.
Bridget. I got two from Bridget. Some other samples that they sent me for review. So I have a lot of like videos to
From
record.
Cross
I'm
Pro
gonna
Books.
no, not yet. Not yet.
Oh.
Are you up in the
But-
Cross Crow family now too?
Did you respond to the email?
I did. Let's just leave it at that.
Okay.
But yeah, next couple of days, my partner is in Puerto Rico
Mhm.
for 3 weeks, so I have the house for myself. So a little bit of more time to be able to do these little projects. But
Nice.
I hope I get invited again to the
You're
show.
always invited. You can always
Thank
crash
you.
whenever you want to.
Yes,
You're
I would
available,
love.
and you can message us literally the minute of, hey, do you have a show going on? What's
Mhm.
He
the
used
what's
to
the
send
code?
me. Ramon
the
has
link?
contacted me before and say, "Hey, you want to do a pop up?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this Saturday I'm gonna be at Sherry's channel.
Oh, you are, yes. I remember
Yes.
seeing that.
It's every third Saturday of the month. I'm invited to her show,
Mhm.
and
Voices from the
let-
Swamp.
Voices from the Swamp. Yes,
Yes,
I love her.
Sherry. Voices from the
I'm
Swamp.
looking for it. Yes. But I just had an idea I wanted to talk about. It's next time we do a show together, I would like to do a show on altars because
Ooh.
I have a new and bigger Santa Muerte altar. And the day we do that show, I'll do a video and explain how it came to be. But it was a petition that I had to Santa Muerte, and the very next day, like, let me just tell you. Do you mind if I just share the
No, go
story?
ahead. Yeah.
Absolutely not. Go ahead.
So, my house, it's it's the main floor, the second floor where the rooms are at, and the basement.
Mhm.
And like I said before, the basement is like a studio. It's a really nice area. And here's where I had my table, with my computer and the monitor where I do the lives. And right in front of the table, I had a window, and that window I designated as my Santa Muerte altar. And at first, I had like nice space to be able to put my statues and my offerings, but little by little, it started to get like crowded and
Crowded.
confined. Yes. And it got to the point, with different Santa Muerte sculptures that I got and gifts that I received, it started to grow. So it started to get very tight. So there was sometimes that I will make offerings that I will knock something over, and I told Santa Muerte one day, Santa Muerte, if you're pleased with my devotion to you, if you like this altar, if you like, understand the love that I have for you, I will love to have a bigger space to be able to give to you a bigger altar for your devotion. Um, Down here, besides me, my space, my partner had his office set up where he will work 3 days a week, from home and two at the office. Um, that same day, the next day after I petitioned and told Santa Muerte that, my partner told me, you know what? I'm tired of being at the basement. I'm gonna convert one of our rooms upstairs into my office. And it was something I never envisioned, because we had three rooms, our main room and two guest rooms. And uh, we thought about it before, like setting up the office and everything, but he was like very resistant to it. All of a sudden, the very next day, my partner said he wanted to go upstairs and set up the office. Not only that, but the room that he chose is, so we our two guest rooms are themed. Like, we have one that is India themed, Indian and Middle Eastern. So there's like these Indian sculptures. It's beautifully decorated, and the other one is the Mexican themed. So there's a lot of like uh, calaveras, skulls, a lot of beautiful Mexican crafts that we collected throughout the years from our trips to Mexico. He wanted to use the Mexico room. So he told me, everything that's here, you can just take it. Do whatever you want with it. Store it, use it in whichever way. So not only I inherited a bigger space down here for
You
a bigger
furnished it.
Santa Muerte altar, I furnish it with a lot of beautiful, authentic Mexican
Artifacts.
artifacts, skulls more than
It's
anything.
beautiful.
And my altar now is the table that I use for my broadcasting. I converted into a 2-level altar, and it's just beautiful. I'm so proud of it. And I'm
It's
so grateful.
beautiful.
Yes, this desk that I'm using right now is the one that my partner used to use for his office. Now I have my desk set up the way I have, but in a different location. And that location over there it's a huge Santa Muerte altar.
I have a
And
question for you
mhm,
about your boyfriend, your partner.
mhm.
That's the second time you've brought up that Santa Muerte has affected your life through your partner.
Mhm.
The first waking you up with the gas leak, the second
Yeah.
having him deliver the message that he wanted to move upstairs.
Mhm.
Does he have a connection to Santa Muerte that you know of?
Not at all. No, because my partner, he doesn't talk about spirituality. I know he has, some spiritual idea of life and the after death, but it's a topic that he doesn't talk about. He doesn't practice any form of spirituality. He's never watched my channel. He doesn't care about tarot.
Yeah,
He's a
mine either.
very No, he's a person. He's very in touch with his feelings. He's a pure, beautiful soul. I wish I was like him in so many ways, but no, he doesn't mind, or I don't know. It's
I
my
think this
devotion
is
to
a
Santa
case
Muerte.
personally. Personally, I think this is a case of whether he believes in Santa Muerte or not. She's believing in him. Okay.
I do have to say, when we went to Doña Queta's house in Mexico City, as he was there talking with Doña Queta as well, and he said to me, I don't know what it is, but I know there is a presence, and it's a beautiful thing here. And he got goosebumps and everything. He said there is
Beautiful.
a powerful, beautiful energy here.
Wow.
And he's not a Santa Muerte devotee, or of anything for that matter, but he was able to feel and recognize the beautiful and powerful energy surrounding Santa Muerte. And like you said, I didn't even think of it. He's been involved in those situations as well.
And there
So
was another story you told us
There
one time.
was,
I
yeah,
can't remember what it
for
was.
Halloween.
The Halloween.
Yeah, with the
Yes.
yes.
owl.
Yes, yes.
So
Yes,
he's
telling
actually.
definitely
you.
being, I feel like he's definitely being used in
Yeah.
some way or
Yes,
another. Like
actually,
not, yeah, like
he
as a messenger.
his
He's
his
the owl.
involvement was yes, his involvement was a catalyst for my
Yeah.
connection with Santa Muerte too. Now
He's
that I
the
think of
owl to your Santa Muerte.
it.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Be-
I'm
because
sorry.
it was no, but it's and it's worth mentioning because like you guys know, every year we do a Halloween party. This year we didn't do it because we were like so busy, but we do a Halloween party and every year is themed. And uh one year we were gonna do it with like Mexican sugar skull themed, and that year a few weeks before that, I was starting to get messages from Santa Muerte, like in dreams, seeing her in
Hmm.
different places. And I looked into it, and I understood that she was trying to make a connection with me. We were decorating the house, and he came with the idea of, why don't we put a Santa Muerte in the balcony? And it was his idea, and that was
Bobby.
for like a confirmation. That was a confirmation that she wanted to connect with me. And
Yeah.
from there, it's I was looking at the that Santa Muerte figure that he created. He's very talented. And I was meditating and asking Santa Muerte, give me a sign if you really want to connect with me. And right at that same moment, a owl flew into the balcony. And
Yeah.
I live here in Philadelphia. It's a city. I'd never seen an owl. I've seen eagles and other birds, but never an owl. And at that moment, like, everything paused and shut down, and I heard this voice telling me, this is the message for you. This is the connection. This is the sign. I do want to connect.
Hmm.
I want to be part of your life.
Yeah. I remember
And
you telling
and
Cressida that story, and I was like, wow.
yes, and from that moment,
Do you remember what year that was?
um 2022. I think it was either 22 or 23. Yeah, 20.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it was, I don't know, 22 or 23, one of those
Because
2
I
years.
had an owl, I think it was around 2017, 2016 or 17. The
Mhm.
owl, a white owl, flew right over my head on Halloween. And that's when I knew shit was about to go serious. I
Mm.
knew things were about to go wonky.
Yeah.
So yeah, interestingly, a lot of these big events he has been involved, even though
Hmm.
he
I have
unconsciously,
two
but
questions. Number one, how will he react when you point this out to him, or if you do point this out to him? And number two, um, how do you think it's going to continue in the future? I just think he's on the path for Santa Muerte. I really do. He's being used as a messenger. I really do
I
think.
mean, directly or indirectly, Santa Muerte is involved in his life
Hmm.
through me.
You.
Yes, you.
She is part of my devotion, my daily devotion, my daily behavior. She's present in our house. So he's
He's on it.
maybe
He's in it.
indirectly, who knows? Maybe he is, and he hasn't admitted to me. You never know.
Hmm.
But he sees her every day. Funny because a few days ago he said, he's in Puerto Rico right now. Like I said, he said, "Oh, I bought you this beautiful skull, um, made in Mexico." He bought it in Puerto Rico for me. So
Mm.
he kind of like, he acknowledges my connection with her,
Yeah.
and he
That's
knows it's a
sweet.
big part of my life.
That's
My
sweet.
husband has stayed away from my tarot work, my psychic work, my spiritual side. Stayed away from it until a few months ago. He bought me a tarot deck, and I was like,
Oh, really?
"He bought me a deck."
Mm,
Yeah, that was a big step for him. So I'm like,
that's sweet.
yeah. What about you, Selena? I have two things for you. Number one, you want to tell us about your year of healing in 2026?
Yeah. So Lennon mentioned that. Here it is. So it started with my guides kind of nudging me into doing some healing work, some root chakra healing work, because of the trauma that goes and that's involved with all of that and the healing aspect. So as I was planning out a whole year for myself, and literally as I had finished planning everything out, because it's 3 o'clock in the morning, I can't sleep, and I'm putting notes in my phone and putting a whole year's worth of what I'm going to be doing to heal, I hear my spirit guide say, why not put it on YouTube? Why not help somebody else heal? So I'm going to be doing a monthly session on my channel where I will be doing some healing work, bringing along people with me. Here, as Lennon said, I am starting to put up some PDF forms that are on my Ko-fi shop. They're absolutely free for you guys. And every
cool.
month, so I have a January set up now, and then every month I'm going to update and put February and so forth. I will leave them all in there permanently. If you want to go in there and grab them, that's fine too. But every month goes on, because I can't do a whole year's of PDFs with college and everything else going on. It's just not meant. It's not. I don't have the time for that. But I have. So I'm connected with US Games, and I've been speaking with Sabina Espinet. She is a Colombian, Bobby. She's Colombian, and I had talked to her about this healing session that I'll be doing for the year. And she goes, hey, I illustrated a Mudras deck almost exactly 10 years ago. And literally this came in the mail yesterday. So it's a beautiful deck that I will also be using, incorporating with the session, as well as some inner child work. And there's another deck that Llewellyn is sending me that is another, like a rooted healing type of, not a deck, a book that I will be incorporating as well to kind of, kind of get this year of healing. So when I mentioned it on the last live, a friend reached out to me and said, my spirit guides told me I had to work on this, but they told me to wait because I was going to be getting help with it. And then here comes me starting to do this healing session for the year. So I'm going to be doing that every month. I'll be interviewing more people. So we had Sophie, the Midwest Magician. I have a live with her on Tuesday. I have a live on Monday with Sarah Maestros, who is from Cross Crow Books. And she did the Introduction to Witchcraft book that just recently came out. And then I have the Living Lenormand, which uses Lenormand decks for like magic purposes. Like, you know how we use tarot, we put them up and line them up to do magic work. You can do that with Lenormand as well. So he made a book. He wrote a book, and I reviewed the book on my channel. And then he reached out to me, Aaron Maza. And so now I'm going to be interviewing him on the 30th. That one. Yes. It's a really good book. And then I have my 1-year channelversary on December 22nd.
Woo!
So I'm going to be doing a live.
year, you old.
I know. I'm going to be doing a live, and then I have a couple giveaways that I'll be doing on that live. So I have 2 decks that I'll be giving away.
Awesome.
But yeah, so that's what's coming up for me for the rest of this year. But then next year, I'm starting that whole healing series, and I have some other stuff that I'm working on behind the scenes as well that I haven't really said to, mentioned to a lot of people, but it's
You better not be overloading yourself.
me? No, I don't do that.
Okay.
What are you doing, Bobby?
I am reading.
Thank you, Lennon.
Spirit Readings Gigi tomorrow morning.
Nice.
I will be reading with her. I just read with her cousin Curtis the other day. I
They're
didn't realize
cousins?
They're cousins.
Stop it.
Yeah.
So my mom and I, we were in the car, and I had you on in my car as I'm going to go get my nails done with my sister. We were laughing hysterically, my mom and I, in the car.
Gigi.
Yeah, with Curtis.
Oh, with Curtis.
Because his laugh is contagious.
He's got an adorable laugh.
He's such a great reader and has a really wonderful personality. My mom loved him.
He's gonna be back a lot. Curtis, Denise, Gigi.
And then you're going to do a behind the cards with him?
I am going to do it behind the cards with both of them
Okay.
at different times, Gigi and
Nice.
Curtis,
Exciting.
because I want to understand where they came from. I told you everybody has a story. Ramon was one of my very first interviews, so
Yes,
that was last year. Bless you, Ramon. All this is because you decided to help me out and take a chance on me. Thank you.
of course.
I've got that, and then next
Ramon.
Friday, you like, don't blame me. Next Friday, I will be reading with Mama D for the
Nice.
first time. She's gonna. We had her on behind the cards, giving her story, but now we're actually going to be reading, and we're probably going to be reading Lenormand.
Oh,
Yeah, she's been teaching me.
that'll be fun.
Between her and Chris, I think I've got it. I think I've got it.
Yeah.
I think I got it. All right, we'll find out. Anyway, so that's what I've got coming up. We haven't set a topic for next week yet. I've really got to remember to do that before we start.
It's also falling on Christmas.
Oh, that's why we haven't set a topic. We have to decide.
And then
whether
the
we're going
20, and then
to-
Wednesday is the 24th.
Yeah, so I don't know if
And
we're
then the
gonna actually
26th is
have a broadcast
Friday.
next
So,
week.
yeah. And it's
Um,
also the same for the following week. Thursday is on the January 1st.
yeah, we
and
may be
then
going
Wednesday-
on Christmas hiatus, you guys.
Yeah. And then Wednesday is the 31st. Where people are going to be
I
out
have an
partying.
idea of what to do.
So we'll see.
Well, I'll talk to you about it backstage.
Yeah.
Because Ramon's looking a little tired now.
I gotta wake up early tomorrow.
Yeah. I know when he starts doing the squinty thing, it's time to call it. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being with us. And be sure to subscribe to all three of our channels. Check them out. And I will see you guys on the next video. All
Yep.
right?
Yes.
Bye, guys.
And don't ever